job! High five! Let's go over the road and see Daddy, okay? Walking, and we're in Weaverville, and we're walking, and we're walking. Look at Daddy's foot. Daddy's shoving his foot out. I'm working on a new kit, potentially. Well, no, not potentially, it will be a kit, but this is kind of the... I mean, I'll call it a prototype, but I think that's a terrible word for it, honestly, because it makes it sound like it's a new car or something. But it's this is kind of the test run. I've printed it at home onto this paperback fabric. Yeah, so I'm just making sure that the design I have works with the stitches I had in mind and that the colours are okay and everything. I had my car stolen last week, which was crazy. I came out, it was exactly a week ago today, I came out of my house to go to work and opened the gate to the parking area, and there was no car and broken glass on the driveway, and I just kind of stood there shocked. Basically, it's super stressful doing stuff like that, and it just makes me tired. My way of dealing with stress is to go to sleep. It just completely drains my energy. I don't necessarily feel anxious or nervous, or I don't feel adrenaline. Everything just kind of shuts down. I feel it's like it's some kind of weird hibernation. Oh, and also physically, like, it affects my skin, so I have like cold sores, and I have a kind of, it's not quite chronic, but I got shingles last year, also from stress, and as a result I got a chronic condition, sort of chronic, called PHN, post-herpetic neuralgia, which is basically nerve damage, and I had such bad shingles that it caused nerve damage. Most of the time it's fine, but every now and again, if I'm stressed or if I don't sleep well for a number of days, it flares up, and I did get a flare up last week, which kind of sucked, and it feels a little bit like electric shocks in my back. Yeah, fun. So dealt with that. It's also why I gave up alcohol. That might be another video, because of the fact it affected my sleep and then it affected my back. So there was it. Anyway, so but it felt weird to have my car stolen because of my kid. Because of Cece, I didn't want to like get really freaked out. I also know that getting very stressed and annoyed and stuff isn't going to help. So I'm trying constantly in my head to give myself a pep talk to go, this is okay, you can deal with it. And that can be quite tiring after a while. And I'm just now doing it bit by bit, my design. But yeah, I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update on things, and more tutorials, and a full kind of video about this project is in the works. Who's there? Is it my babies? Are my babies there? Oh, here's my boob. Hi. Oh. And who do we have here? Do we have the kitties? Oh, kitties. Off we go. Okay, woo! I want to film this so that parents across the land will feel solidarity with me. And this is the one and only time my daughter has been in the rental car that was spotless, because it had just been me in the car, and within a short journey she has developed almost an artistic installation of detritus. Okay, that'll do, won't it? So update on the car. My car got stolen last week. They found my car, which was unbelievable, and then the claims adjuster from the insurance company came and said, it's not worth salvaging. They've done too much damage and the car's really old. So now we have to buy a new car, which I'm not thrilled about. Not because of I mean, it's fine getting a new car. The car I had I gave it a lot of abuse, poor thing. But it's just the hassle, isn't it, of going and dealing with that kind of process. It always takes ages. So that's life right now. We're going to do Christmas party number 2, and this is not the end of the holiday season. We've got a few more coming up, and that's lovely. But I'm also quite tired, but don't tell anyone. Chad, these aren't all bananas though, are they? Is it all different types of food? They're packing. Oh yes, you've done this before, haven't you? So you just pack them up in these boxes. Those ones are empty.
Yeah.
Good stuff. That's cool. Your Christmas sweater. Ew, don't lick it. Hi everyone, I just wanted to show you my notebook really quick. This is not. I'm not incredibly proud of what's in here, but I figured I would show it to you because if any of you out there think, oh, I don't know how to draw, or oh, my drawings are not that great, you can look at mine and go, man, she's worse than me. So you're welcome. So I am working on a new collection of embroidery kits that are going to be spell based, and I've been talking about this a lot. I feel like I keep talking about it, and do I get any further? A little bit. So one of the spells is going to be based on this idea of acceptance, self-acceptance, which I think is really important, and I don't think is addressed enough in spell work. I think sometimes spell work tends to be trying to bring things external into your life, and I think really magic and spell work works the best when you go internally and bring out your own agency. So I wanted something around that idea of a Milagro heart. Milagro hearts are these kind of Catholic iconography hearts that are quite common in Latin countries, and so I'm working on those and came up with a few different ideas, and this is the one I'm actually going to kind of do, and there will be another video on that because I have already started. So these were some little sketches. I'm really working on lettering, and this was sort of a practice for the bloom spell that again I have started and I'm going to do a video on. This is one that I'm working on, and spot the deliberate mistake, I spelled this bit wrong. I ran out of space, it was a disaster. Anyway, I've got to go back to that one. These are some that I did yesterday where I didn't have my iPad with me, and so I was forced to use colours in real life and do like a analog version, and I'm trying to come up with some more ideas around the spell set. So yeah, this one I was trying to mess with the idea of the type being kind of the main focus. I'm still not thrilled with the result on doing that, and I think it might also be because what I need to do is just make it really basic and then work on it with the embroidery, because really it's the embroidery that makes the design really pop. These are just kind of going to be outlines as guides, so it's an interesting thing for me because of the way that I work. Illustration in detail by hand or even on the iPad doesn't really have a lot of benefit when you're making embroidery kits, because embroidery kits you're ultimately going to have a very flat outliney or basic kind of design, which then is enhanced when you actually sew it. So sometimes I get a little bit carried away with the detail and then go, well, I'm not really going to need to do that. However, I do like this bit a lot. So I was on my bicycle, on my like it's an exercise bike in my house, and when I'm on my exercise bike I like to watch music videos. It keeps me going. I'm a really big fan of Max Cooper, and there was a Max Cooper video called Order Out of Chaos that was animated with all these amazing sort of biological amoebas and jellyfish and weird things, and I loved it, and I loved all the colours were really cool, the detail on it, and it looked to me like a kind of intense embroidery. And one of them was these like little kind of, I guess they were like little, you know, cells or something. I don't think they were all specifically biologically accurate, and they kind of came up the side of the screen and they had little dots on them, so that's where that inspiration came from. And to me they look like there's a type of mushroom that is very common in Chinese food and Chinese cooking that I can't remember the name of it, and it looked a bit like that. So then I did those, and I did these little mushrooms too, but I don't love it yet. This one I like more. This one looks kind of cool. I think that it will have a lot of potential. I really like the design of the typography. I came up with this kind of swoopy thing. I'm really into Art Deco aesthetic and patterns and stuff at the moment. The colours are really interesting to me. They're kind of dark, often black with gold, which is my favourite combination, and they're very witchy and occulty. So I'm going to keep working on this one. The heel one I'm going to put on the back burner for now. It's the weekend. This has been the longest week ever. Good stuff. Is that it? Oh, so they've got creme brulee, almond cream cake, raspberry brulee. Look at those. Truffles.
Oh, I might get mountain pear.
I got some mail and I'm excited to share it with you. So I ordered two very important things, and I'm going to open them. So this is it. This is a DMC colour chart. DMC is the most commonly found embroidery floss in the US. When I lived in the UK, there was Anchor as well, and I really loved Anchor. You can get Anchor wool here, but not embroidery floss very easily. At least I haven't found it. When I am putting together my embroidery kits and the design's new, sometimes I have new colours and I have to figure out the code so that I can order them. Ordering them can be a bit of a hassle. I've ordered them for Michaels in the past, but they don't ship embroidery floss because I guess they're too small. They don't seem to have a central place where they provide them. I have to pick them up in store. The problem with picking them up in store is they don't always have the colours I want, and they don't have the amount that I want. So that's a bit of a pain in the you-know-what. Plus, I don't want to have to drive somewhere just to pick up some embroidery floss. It's not really worth it for me. Buying them online is problematic if you don't know what the colour code is, because you don't know what you're buying. So I wanted to be able to look at the colours at home, pick the right ones for my designs, and then order them online. And I've found a great place to order them that isn't Amazon and it isn't eBay or Etsy. They were all fine, but they either charge shipping or they cost more than I wanted to pay for them. So this is going to be, I think, really helpful when I'm ordering from this online place, because they always have the colours I want, pretty much always. And even though they don't necessarily do the chart, I've got it here so I know how to match up the colours. So that's going to be a surprisingly helpful tool. This one is probably a little bit more exciting for me and maybe for you, because this is from Spoonflower, independent artist. Spoonflower are based in Durham, North Carolina, so kind of a couple of hours away from me. I've been using them for 12 years. They have an incredibly easy interface. I don't find them prohibitive. They're not super cheap, but at the same time, fabric isn't cheap. So let's have a look. Oh, they look okay. Yeah, I'm not too think that's going to look good. There's one. That's a sample. And then this one is a sample, and I need to make sure that these are, so that one's another one that I'm going to be working on, a triple moon one. And then the cat planter one, which I had already done a mock-up of, and so I ordered. So they look great. I'm really happy with that. So the process I have come up with, and these I ordered before I kind of decided to go to this, is originally I would create the designs digitally, sometimes based off a notebook design, sometimes not. Sometimes I would do it directly digitally. Then I would mess with them in Canva to size them correctly so that they would fit an embroidery hoop that was either 4 or 5 inches, because those are the sizes I tend to work in. Once that was done, I would then upload it to Spoonflower and get a sample. When the sample came, I would look at it to see if everything looks how it should do, which means like, were the colours bright enough, width of things, are they really going to fit in the hoop? Am I happy with kind of this being able to stitch it and it looking good? All of those things. But it was quite a slow process because Spoonflower can take a couple of weeks to print and send stuff because they're printing on demand. And so I was taking ages working on new designs because I was waiting for the samples. This time, or these last couple of times, I've not done that. What I'm doing instead is printing them on my home printer with paper-backed fabric, working on those as a prototype, and then if I'm happy with those and they don't need altering in any way, then I will order them from Spoonflower. So that will be a little bit faster because I'm not waiting for the samples. So I am pleased with that. Yeah, DMC chart, essential, and also some new designs that will be coming up in the next couple of months. So the final update on the car, and it will never be spoken of again. We got a new car, we got a decent payout from the insurance company. We are extremely lucky. We got a good model that is safe and hopefully reliable and is not too big because I don't like big cars. And the interior is a dark colour, which when you have kids is huge, because the last one did not have a dark interior and it was pretty gross. So we're very pleased about that. That was all. We bought the car in Weaverville, which is why you got all the Weaverville montage there. So last week was all about getting everything wrapped up before the end of Cece's school semester, and we got through the holiday parties and we got through all of the last minute things, and we're pretty much ready to, fingers crossed, coast into the new year. Watch this space because there'll be a couple more videos coming out this week. So yeah, thanks for watching.